See, I care.
I always knew
You
you
notice
care.
you just asked him, right?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, and then I'm gonna go eat it.
Not you, man.
No, see, but
Here's my keys. I'm gonna have to buzz home.
Are we recording now?
Yeah, it's recording now.
6 feet, 6 feet.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Okay.
Don't.
Just
Yeah.
FYI, just in case anybody sees this, and they're stuck, because I'm such a mask Nazi.
Could you hand me a
I
napkin,
guess.
please?
Yeah, of course. Here.
Try some of that. Give him the pork belly.
Can I have some pork belly?
Oh, is that what that is? Uh-oh.
I don't know. What did you think it was, Pomai?
Actually, it looked like some type of like dried fish when I first saw it.
No.
Which I thought that was. No, since we were talking about food, you remember? So watch my episode that says motivation, attitude, and masks, and that was arguably the first video that I thought could have been triggering to people, since I was going to talk about masks, and so, and I kind of start. It's funny because I open up the video with. I was at Popeye's Chicken, and the car, which I don't know if you ever gone to Popeye's, but have you tried to get their chicken sandwich?
Well, not during that crazy time.
Well, here's the thing, it's still crazy.
What?
So I went to...
For the chicken sandwich?
Yeah, right, okay, so this is the thing, like it doesn't, like, okay, your marketing campaign got me, because I was like, how can a chicken sandwich have people waiting in lines for like 4 hours for a freaking chicken sandwich? So I figured this is what, maybe 2 years after the original hype, so I'm like, it shouldn't be that bad, right? So I went down to the one over at Kapahulu, and I was trying for a past couple of days, and it was literally a line that went around the intersection and back up into the residential. And the funny thing is it's going past like a Jack in a Box.
Wow.
And if I was the Jack in a Box manager, I'd feel bad because that line does not turn into their drive-through.
Right.
You know where it's going. And so every time I went, like, you know, I'd come back from working out, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not getting a chicken sandwich then. And then I go to McDonald's, use their app, and go get that chicken sandwich, but then be disappointed. But it was like, oh, I got chicken sandwich, right? So first off, I want you to understand, it's like, I am very controlling of my food, and I'm very aware because I've monitored all my macros and things like that. But there's also times in convenience. It's like, look, I just need to get food inside my body. And so I literally pull up my Fitbit app and I look at it and I go, okay, you know, I got another like 1,000 something. Sure, chicken fit sandwich is gonna fit in calories. That's how I filter the world, right? So the other day when I was biking around Kapiolani, I ended it and I was like, you know what, I better go grab some food before I get in my second workout. So I was like, you know, I don't feel like going home and food prepping, so I'm just gonna go try for pickup. Lo and behold, there's only 2 people in the drive.
Chicken nori. You can totally just hold this with your hand.
Okay.
So
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, Pomai, just a bite, and then you have to give me the rest.
I could do that too.
No, stop. So disturbing. You missed your chance with me, okay? God.
You act like this is going to be one of those animes where the girl is always trying to feed the guy.
Is that your fantasy? Is that your fantasy? Is that what you're talking about here?
Okay, you know
I need to
what?
leave.
You are the third wheel.
I need to leave.
Are you an anime fan of anything? No? No? TV show fan?
I'm not interesting. Yeah.
No, I'm sure you are interesting. It's just, I don't know that.
She is interesting. That's why she's my friend.
I know. See, that was already the first qualifier. So,
All my friends have something weird about them.
I always try to tell all the coaches anytime like somebody comes in, like they want to be a coach, and they're like, oh, you know.
Did you say pee on a coach? What did you say?
We haven't put that as a pre-qualifier, but I'm open to suggestions.
What the hell?
No, because it was like, oh, this is what I do, yada yada yada. I was like, well, first of all, one of the things you have to understand is you need to have some empathy to people. And so one of the things you got to remember is like, where are the oddballs? Where are the people that wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to do something hard as hell because it's a benefit to me. And it was like, you have to understand that you're the weird one that
You're
does
not
that.
the norm. Yep.
No, you're not the norm. I'm not normal. So I think there's kind of a pre-qualifier of you coming into be a coach. And I could say the same thing even about an artist. You're not normal. You need to be something different, right? Because normal is not going to work. Because you're not going to be very compelled to do this extra. You're not, I don't know what your goal is, but you're just not moving toward it. You don't have enough.
Do you want seaweed?
I'm good right now, to be honest.
You sure?
This is perfect.
Okay. See, I care.
I always knew you
notice
cared.
you just asked him, right?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, and then I'm gonna go eat it.
Not you, man.
No, see, but
Here's my keys. I'm gonna have to buzz home.
before I'm about to eat it, I asked you first. That's how much I care.
About him.
Shut up! I'm just making sure no one wants it. Oh, that's a beautiful dog. I like that. See, that's my fantasy
My shoulders were okay.
for one of my characters. I'm just. But anyway.
No, so we're all quirky. I'm okay with quirky. I work with quirky on a daily basis.
Too bad you don't play MMOs anymore.
I do. You know what the first lockdown...
What do you mean you do? Which one do you still
Well,
play?
here's the thing. So the first lockdown,
Yeah.
obviously I had a buttload of time on my hands.
Yeah.
So I went through the very painstaking process of reactivating my World of Warcraft account.
Oh my god.
Because my account was like, I used to play fucking non-stop like over 10 years ago. And then all of a sudden, life happened. I remember getting all these emails saying that my account was hacked.
Oh god.
And so, but I already kind of lost interest in the game.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really like compelled to have to. But now sitting in a pandemic world is like, nothing is more time consuming than an MMO. And so I did all these, like, you have to send in your ID, you have to send in like your original box codes to get it reactivated. Because then you have to, number one, prove that you were the original owner and all this other stuff. And so I did that, I got reactivated, I started playing, and I got very kind of disinterested because I started realizing, I was like, oh, that's right, without my old good friends to play with, this
It's
game
not fun.
the game in itself is fine and fun. People are super toxic.
Oh god, yeah.
And I remember, like, because it has kind of like this open mic system as soon as you go in and stuff like that. And I was like, I am not going to sit here for the next hour and get belligered on stuff that is like, people are just like super racist. Like everything that you read about in like a YouTube chat comment type of thing below.
No, sorry,
Like,
finish your
it's
point.
real. It's real.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, like, did you read the article that says that MMO gaming is actually what led to Trump being elected as president?
I think there's a hyperbolic type, but I'm willing to listen. Go on.
It just is, it goes something about basically allowing toxic languages or whatever as the norm, because there's so many gamers out there now, right, with Call of Duty, Halo, and whatever other shooter games out there, and then there's World of Warcraft and other MMOs. There's so many people playing that whatever language they see in the chat rooms, they emulate that in real life because they think that that's the norm. And I actually do see a correlation on that.
Let me move you to an old study in video games that was actually based on World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And the professor that sparked the study actually was a professor over UH. I want to say don't quote me on this because I used to always memorize this and quote this, but I think his name was like Derek Golub or Eric Golub, something like that.
Okay.
But he wrote, I want to say it was either his doctorate or his thesis or something. I'm not savvy with academia or literature, but was basically talking about the subcultures of MMO and gaming. And he was using Warcraft as part of his social experiment.
Okay.
And everything that you just said, this was done over a decade ago. And it goes into kind of talking about kind of how like these two social lives and like studying this as like its own social structures, almost like looking at like a whole nother community in the Amazon.
Right.
Like as far as people's behaviors. I think fast forward to now and you look at, I want to say it was either, I think it was Eric Weinstein, and there was an incident at, was it Evergreen College?
Yeah.
And a lot of what we're seeing is some of the types and shadows of that. And that's why I say it's like, I don't think it's completely due to MMOs, but there's definitely been this thing that they call it, like it becomes an echo chamber. And so when you say stuff on social media, it's like you're speaking to whoever's on your friends list, first and foremost. And
Not all the time though.
no, true. But the people that give you feedback, give you that interaction, it almost becomes its own self-serving truth. And this is where it becomes an echo chamber. So like anything that I'm saying and you're a friend of mine, you're going to be like, yeah, that probably does sound right. You know, and it starts polarizing people to like these small group clusters and this tribalistic thinking, because whatever you say, now the entire group accepts it as a truth, and then that becomes part of their collective of thought. So this, if I'm thinking this way, my friends think this way, this much must be the truth. Now multiply that out by like, let's call it the Trump supporters, people on the far rights or far lefts, and they just become their own echo chambers, resonating the same words and thoughts that they do, and so that really kind of sticks a stronger stake in the ground on why they are so tied to their belief, because people want to be a part of Team A or Team B, right? And if you're on this team mentality, then I have my good guys, and everybody else must be a bad guy, and that's the evolved thing. So I think like when you say MMOs, like gaming culture. It's not necessarily emulated, but it's like gamers will keep on talking about the same things that gamers will talk about, and it's a one-way street. It's not a conversation.
It's really not.
You just say it, you put it out there. It doesn't allow for feedback.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things like I want to have. Like I enjoy the podcast because it's one of these few places of free speech that I can say what I want, but more importantly, I get to have a conversation. So because you or somebody else might not necessarily agree with my point, but I'm not opposed to...
Is that what a podcast is? I'm so sorry. I'm actually not tech savvy.
Neither.
Yes, you are.
I mean, yeah, I am tech savvy, like back like 10 years ago. Now I don't know these new things that people are coming up with.
You know what it is, and I think this is where you and me are in the same. Like, I went to school to study video editing, 3D and 2D and animation. So the act of putting together these things is natural to me.
Yeah.
But like how society uses these tools has changed so drastically from when I was in school. Like a podcast didn't exist. You know, everybody thought Facebook was supposed to be the thing that changed the world. And now what's the stereotype of Facebook? Well, it's like for
It's
40,
ancient now,
40 and 60-year-olds to keep in touch and
Exactly.
put up pictures of flowers and and their grandkids.
The younger
like that.
kids don't use they don't really use Facebook anymore. They use what? Instagram, Snapchat.
It's TikTok.
It's oh yeah. I started doing TikTok. I feel so old.
I love TikTok.
Have a good life, bud.
Yeah, seriously, I feel so old. I started doing TikTok just to promote Tea with Seppi, just to promote that. But
Tea with Seppi.
yeah, teawithseppi.com. Thank you. Anyway, you know, but I started promoting.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Thank you. But yeah, I stopped because I just felt ancient. You know, I'm just like, who's gonna freaking watch my shit? And then like I see little kids liking my videos, and some of the topics that I talk about on my channel isn't necessarily like kid friendly. So I'm just like, okay, and there's no way to filter that out, by the way, on who's gonna be able to view your videos on TikTok. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop. What? Yeah.
It's gonna rain.
Is it gonna rain?
But
Say it's
just
No,
eat.
you keep on
Just
saying
eat.
that,
Yeah.
and it hasn't.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling it a little bit.
I remember, I think it was one of the Joe Rogan podcasts had, crap, it wasn't Adam Carolla, it was, Carol? Sorry, I'm so bad with names. But he is kind of
That's
heralded
all right.
as the original godfather of podcasts.
We're in our we're like middle age. Yeah, that's what happens.
Well,
I
obviously
forget
I feel like we're slightly, like, coming in, like, the middle of the game at the moment, you know, when it comes to podcasts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, I don't know what the true definition of a podcast is,
Mm,
as opposed to what makes this different than a talk show,
right.
right?
Well, talk shows, you have topics that you want to talk about, right? There's like different segments, and that's kind of what I wanted to format my channel
I just
as.
realized I'm like.
Oh, you don't want to be
I don't
part of the
care.
video.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
I don't care.
She's still 6 feet apart.
Also known as way the hell over there.
No, because whenever I show pictures of me with other people, even though we're 6 feet apart, the reaction that I get on social media is, "Oh, I thought that you're keeping away from people. I thought you're da 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 da." Because I'm so preachy about wearing masks and making sure that you're social distance and whatnot. And what I want people to know is that you can still follow the guidelines while meeting other people, like what we're doing right now. But yeah.
Well, this goes back into how they talk about, like, cancel culture and virtue posture.
Yeah.
Is that I feel that too many people are trying to find this gotcha moment.
Mm-hmm.
That you are, to be honest, like, I can go, and I can only relate this to how I see the world in my life with my career. Like, I can go through a gym and pick apart everybody's workout routine
Mm-hmm.
in one way, shape, or form. Your form's not good on this. You're not setting up. You should have done more of this before you started your workout routine. But I have to, number one, I have to kind of censor myself because my delivery could be not offensive because I'm coming from a place that I want somebody to do something right and not hurt themselves. But at the same token, it could be received as a very, I don't want to say preachy, but, you know, it's not necessarily in the right, what you call it. It could not be seen in the right light,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even though that's really not my intentions. So, on one side of it, yes, we need to be very preachy because we work at, you know, jobs that involve a lot of people.
No, I don't care about my job. I care about my personal safety. Because I go through chemo, so it's very hard for me to be out in public when people aren't wearing masks and they're not social distancing. You know, like for example, even in the elevator, I meet people that want to come inside and they're not wearing a mask, and I'm like, you're staying the fuck away from me. No, but that's why I'm preachy, because I have to protect myself.
No,
not
I
because of my job.
completely, you know, this is my, because I would get this a lot from work in the sense that, because you saw when I came in here earlier, I had like my multi-filter,
Yeah.
you know. I think for a side note, I think Bane is going to be the most popular Halloween costume for men.
Huh? Or Power Rangers.
I think a Power Ranger mask is probably going to be too much unless they go with the Ninja Ranger version. But like I said, that's a tangent. I'm going to throw it out there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on Halloween. But my guess is I think Bane is going to be the most popular guy character. A friend of mine had posted something up. It was like everybody's looking like Mortal Kombat rejects, and I was like, yeah. So if we're going to go Mortal Kombat rejects, can we take this back to Mortal Kombat 9? I'm just going to leave it there for Alfred's sake. But you
Why
can
is
go
Mortal-
look that up yourself.
You know what? See, I'm so not up to date with Mortal Kombat anymore. Combat. I'm not even. Yeah, I'm not up to date with that anymore. I feel so old. It's horrible.
I think it's the best looking fighting game,
Yeah.
but I'm more of a.
Oh my God, there's ants. Oh no, die ants. Sorry.
I like Street Fighter better as like a fit and feel of a type of a fighting game. But that's my own opinion.
Sorry, there's like ants that are carrying. They were literally carrying like one of the veggies. It's terrible.
Because that's what they do.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. What the hell? Do you want the pork?
I so do. I haven't figured out a way to eat it.
Here's a napkin. Then just
Jam it in my mouth.
yes.
Stick the whole piece of meat in my mouth.
That sounds
Say
suggestive.
that very slowly
Yeah.
to him.
To the camera, do it.
He wants me to jam this large piece of
Meat.
meat into my mouth.
Yep. Absolutely disturbing.
That's making the edit.
Stop it.
That's making the edit.
It's so
Jab it in
terrible.
your mouth.
No, no, seriously. You want to
You know,
just grab a napkin?
No, I will. I'm just got. I have a
Here.
cover full of fish that
Just
I'm trying
'cause
to
there's-
jam in my mouth.
I don't want to hear about fish being in your mouth for my. Okay, that's disturbing.
You're the one that gave me the fish.
You're not.
your fish
You're
in
not
his
eating
mouth.
my. You're not
Your
eating my
fish.
fish. Okay. You're not eating my
Your
fish.
fish is in his mouth.
So disturbing.
So
Stop
making the
it.
edit.
Stop it. Oh my god. Kids, watch
you ever heard of
me.
a monetization issue on YouTube?
I don't
Give me all
think.
your trash. I'm gonna throw it all in there. I'm gonna throw it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think as long as you're not cursing too much.
No, it's this big issue because like people that made money on YouTube don't want to be demonetized.
Oh.
And one of the problems with whatever algorithms they use on YouTube, they were starting to make certain videos non-adult.
Okay.
And so a lot of video game content creators,
Yeah.
like they're adult video game players. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
people like you and me.
Right.
So they started getting. YouTube had put video games into the kids category.
No. Oh my god.
You see where the problem is?
Yeah, especially the
So,
language that they use and
It was starting to get unfairly censored
yeah.
because YouTube decided to put that into the thing.
Yeah.
And so, I use Joe Rogan's a lot as an example, but
Was he demonetized?
yeah, but he doesn't care.
Well, yeah, because he's rich.
So it's interesting because I love how he's so honest with, like, he does sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the way how his videos is he'll do like a separate thing that he'll talk about with the sponsors.
Yeah.
And then he'll do the actual interview
Yeah.
and talk with people. Because he's like, look, I did my job.
Yeah.
You can de-censor and do whatever you want with me, but it's like, I don't give a rip. Like, I'm just going to keep this avenue open, and people are going to talk, and I'm going to talk, and we're going to do what we need to do, because that's what free speech allows me to do. And so I don't know what the exact definition of a podcast is, but I think podcasts are one of the last vestiges of people being able to be more open without these degrees of censorship.
So is it just people just talking about various topics that they want to talk about, but in more of a free flow, unedited kind of
I think it could be, and this is where it's like it doesn't hit a hard definition, because there are some people that do podcasts that edit. I admit, like, I edit, but I edit myself because I feel that just the way that I talk normally is so clunky. And I think that anybody that's done video editing, you start realizing, like, all the ums and the so's and the that's and I'm sure if I go back through this, or if you do the edit first, you're like, oh crap, I don't realize that I say that. Or, So
no, I say a lot, and I say okay, or what else did I say a lot? Anyway.
I do that one too. That was one of my things. That was one of my things.
Oh, it was so terrible. Yeah, I say that a lot.
What is that? An idiosyncrasy? Something like that. I don't know.
But the reason why I like my format the most is because free form versus kind of scripted. I like it because it keeps me on the topic. What tends to I tried doing the whole free flow thing where I just had a topic and then I just start talking about it. I went to so many different tangents that when people watched it, they're like, "What the hell is he talking about?" So, yeah, I try to keep it on script.
I think as a conversationalist, and this is why I think it's just you don't know how to do it until you start doing
Yeah.
it better. Because you watch like talk show hosts, like Jon Stewart was a great example, and even David Letterman were a great example.
Yeah,
Is to be able to start the conversation and then let whoever else do the talk, and
Yeah.
you're kind of just throwing out little talking points
Yeah.
that get the person sparked, and then let it go.
yeah.
You know. But I think the problem is when you're stuck to a TV show that only can last like a half an hour,
Mhm.
you have to come back down to a script.
No, I actually, I like their format too, and eventually once I am popular enough, I guess, where I can start doing that, that would be awesome. I like this. I love being able to do stuff like this.
I miss it, and I think for a selfish reason, it helps
Yeah.
me keep more of my mental sanity
Yeah,
because I don't get to talk normally.
yeah,
And I mean, obviously, you're a good friend of mine, and there's things that
yeah.
I can get to share and talk about.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, I get it. This is life. I'm putting it out there in the world.
Yeah.
I don't treat social media as like free psychology,
It shouldn't be. Oh my god.
right? But you see it happen.
That's
a lot.
that's part of the disclaimer on all of my videos. But what I wanted to say is I eventually wanted to start doing interviews like maybe with Obama or Oprah or something. That'd be so cool just to get their perspective on topics that affect normal people like you and me. So that'd be kind of
Well,
cool.
I find that there's certain things. I'm sorry, I forgot your name again.
Chantel. How dare you?
I'm horrible with names. Look at
Rude.
me. If you haven't learned anything inside this conversation, I'm trying to put my cliff notes to people, and I'm like, I can't even remember the person I'm trying to cite.
No.
Because I'm hurt.
No.
I try. I'm trying. Sorry, I just mentioned.
These things
You're
that
my
don't,
friend, bitch. God.
things that don't hurt me.
No, but I think there are certain things that everybody is interesting, and it has a value that you don't, like, I don't know anything, but like, you do social work. You do both types of social work, right?
You're one and the same. Bye.
No, I mean, there's going to be a different filter of how she does things. Sure.
Oh no, she's much more therapeutic than I am. Her way of therapy is much different than my way of therapy. I'm more real talk therapy.
Well, I'm a real talk coach, and at the same time,
She's like a legit therapist. She is licensed for one. So.
well, I'm a real talk coach,
Yeah.
and as much as sometimes I want to have real discussions,
Yeah.
and especially if we're talking about somebody's health that literally affects their well-being and their livelihood, I was like, look, this is what we need to do for your diet. We need to do this, that, and the other. I need you to give me the feedback for this. I need these numbers. This isn't going to be telling you, it's like, eat more. It's like, I hate
Stop
it when
eating
people
that
start
fucking
telling
donut.
me, it's like, coconut oil or kale. And
Oh my god.
it is like, just do turmeric on everything. I was like, no, that's the stupidest bullshit. Like,
That's the way I
you are
thought.
looking for
Oh
this
my God.
drive-through service that I am not about to provide to you
Yeah.
because that's not nutrition.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to go down this dogmatic rabbit hole of telling me about like natural. It's all natural. That means Jack.
Yeah.
Stop telling me it's like, oh, I'm into
Arsenic
I'm
is
into this.
natural.
I was like,
Why
yeah,
not?
Ebola's natural, COVID's natural.
Yeah.
Tell me the percentage of what you want of that inside your body.
Some people will disagree with you.
You can disagree to all the damn you want. That's not real.
Sorry.
No, I like
God.
so there's if I'm gonna be this passionate about trying to tell
Yeah.
people how to be healthy, like I just want to cut to the chase. I'm over
Yes. The same
I'm
here. yeah.
over this trying to like dance around of what the issue is. If
Uh-huh.
you don't want to be aware of what you need to do,
Uh-huh.
then there isn't a word that's going to come out of my mouth because
That's gonna help you. Yeah.
naturally people insert their own excuses. And even if you
Uh-huh.
look inside my video, oh, the mask is hindering my breathing, and
That's
I
such
read that there
bull.
it is
Oh my
bull, and I
gosh.
even cited the sources inside
Yeah.
my video. Except here's my takeaway, and I know this gets people pissy about it. It's like before COVID, and for the all the years I trained people before, whatever they were doing was difficult. You were having a hard time breathing then. So don't tell me for the HIIT routine that we did, or the warm-up cardio that we did, or whatever the set was, that if I was to be, analytical about this, it's like, so here you can't do this, and then now you're going to do everything that I said? You did it. You did it. You're out of condition.
So mean, God.
Yeah.
But you need someone like that, though.
I don't.
So this isn't a thing.
Because you don't want to be called on your shit.
No, I want someone to coddle me while I'm working out.
You're not gonna get the results.
Be
that
like,
He
"You're
doesn't
doing
know what he's
great,
talking about.
Sally." Yeah.
Well, you're not conditioned to do what I'm saying. And here's the thing. I'm sympathetic. I get it. I know that it's hard, and I know that's not part of your routine. But guess what? The human body is going to respond and adapt to doing hard crap. You get used to the hard crap.
Yeah.
You get closer to your goal, and then you do more hard crap.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
There is no quick, just eat this, just take this pill, and
Yes.
all things are going to get there.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's not how this works. It doesn't work for me. I lived it. That's what the first 3 months of COVID was.
Yeah.
I had to get myself into shape.
right.
And here's a statistic. I just even looked it up for my own clarification. 70% of Americans are overweight.
right.
Okay, how do we define overweight and obesity? Means that you're above the 23 to 25% body fat mark for men, and 31 to 35. Notice there's a little bit of a spectrum, but we're only talking like 2 or 3%
Yeah.
for women, right? That puts you into the obese marker. Once you are into the obese marker, you are more susceptible to a gamut of other things: high blood pressure, blood sugar, cardiac arrest, all those other things. It's kind of the gateway to that. You know that, like, I know I was preaching to choir, but I'm just going to say that out loud.
No.
So, but the kickback we get, I was like, oh, well, I can be in shape and then you could be, obese. You can meet the markers of an athletic goal while you're obese, but it didn't take away the other things as far as the other issues that comes with being obese. So, if we can understand that 70% of people are overweight and obese,
Yeah.
then the people that, as we look around here,
Yeah.
right, you're gonna see like a lot of.
Why are you staring at me when you said that?
Because you right in front of me. Almost.
And you're the most obese person in front of
Shut
them.
up.
Would you want me to stare at that person?
Yes.
It's a bunch of kids.
Actually. Yeah. Go be mean to the kid. Called kid fat. So rude.
There's a difference between the word fat and obese. Can we get that straight? So, well,
Actually,
obese.
clarify that. That would be good.
Yeah, so obese is the medical definition of the
Okay.
word. And then you have grossly, I think it was morbidly
Grossly,
obese, grossly obese. And they had to literally make new categories of obese
Yeah.
because Americans didn't even meet. So if I'm saying I was at 27% in the
Yeah.
first 3 months, and that was my spark,
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, I'm literally obese. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta go do something about that. Because I was like, this is not acceptable as a fitness professional. That was my filter. I'm not
No.
saying it wasn't everybody else, but it was my thing that I needed to snap into shape.
It just has such a negative connotation because when I went to the doctor, she called me obese and she made it sound like I waddled to the bathroom.
Well, here's the takeaway. So if I say 70% of people are obese, and that means you just
Yeah.
need to creep past that mark.
Yeah.
The people that you call obese in public,
I don't waddle to the bathroom.
no, you don't. Far from. Are actually probably in the morbidly obese category.
Yeah.
So male or female, they're like 40% and above.
Yeah.
Right? But that's the thing. We don't visually even put that as a trigger or even I don't want to call it even a shaming quotient until that person is that higher.
Yeah.
The reality is that most people my size
Yeah.
are obese.
Yeah.
And you don't think of it like that. I can't call you obese. I don't know what your numbers is visually. I'm not that good.
And you shouldn't.
No, but it doesn't mean that I can't have a conversation if somebody wants to get healthier.
Yeah.
Because
no,
there's
that
nothing,
makes
you're not
sense.
gaining a superpower by being over that percentage,
Yeah.
right? You're only, this is the percentage of that you want to be over that.
Right.
And that's the medical thing. So call me a little bit more of a curmudgeon, but that's why it's like, okay, you know what, let's cut the crap.
What
Let's,
now? Why do I call you what now?
a curmudgeon?
What the hell is
A
that?
curmudgeon?
Yeah.
A curmudgeon is basically the fancy way of saying like a really grumpy person that gets like triggered about what you call it.
Sorry, you're bringing up SAT words. Shit, dude.
So I don't I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I need to get healthier. You want to get healthier.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about this. And the problem with a lot of health things is it shouldn't have gotten to this point that people become so overly sensitive that I can't even ask. And I can't even show you what the truth is. Because this isn't, contrary to popular belief, training shouldn't be like this psychological discussion of how your day is, and I'm just going to be your partner that spots you the entire time.
Yeah.
That's not personal training.
He wants that.
I like that.
Well, you tend to become friends with people because you're working so close to them.
Yeah. So you're not becoming a coach when you do that.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to leave.
Well, it's 3:15 right now. She said 4 o'clock.
Oh. She says, I'm sorry, once that thing, like, hey, I thought we was gonna be like the purge.
Well, you know what? I think this is good.
It felt like
is
we
it
was
purge?
the
Is that what the new laws are?
I don't know. I guess anybody not wearing a mask is gonna get massacred.
I'm looking around here. I'm not feeling intimidated by
No
anybody.
permit, you get massacred.
I feel that we're gonna start our own society.
Oh my!
right
If
here.
we have to run, you're fit enough to actually outrun anybody in here.
Oh, screw that! I'm putting my
slow.
heels down. I'm just gonna start swinging. I'm not running from crap.
I'm putting my mask on just in case the police come.
I don't know. Permit sounds like a good idea.
When we are 6 feet apart.
No, we're close. There was actually a police officer that circled around that I was kind of curious about, but he literally just used the.
Do you want to bring this home?
I can take it home.
Yeah, take it home.
So
just put your poke inside and your meat.
Super
Put your
appreciated.
meat in there.
I will put my meat in with the fried rice. Oh, family fried rice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my meat
It's
inside.
a family. It's a family. Channel.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm putting my. I've been on the fence
The family show.
about how to qualify. So number one, I haven't opened up my Facebook my YouTube channel to public.
Are you serious? So no one can watch it?
No, so it's on unlisted.
What does that mean?
So it exists, but unless you have the actual link, you can't get to it.
What?
So, and that's why my format on Instagram is that you watch it on Instagram and then you move it over to whatever the remainder is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm
Just make it public. Who cares?
because I don't feel like having this entire chat, the comment section, turn into some freaking flame. I find it so funny nowadays that you could be watching literally some kid's cartoon, or like I love watching like retro stuff from the 80s, and somebody starts going off on like some Obama hate rap.
I know, seriously.
Like I don't even think you're like a real
We
person.
need to pimp you out so you become popular, and then you can link my channel to your channel.
Oh, why can't you get pimped out? Why can't we do this as one?
Because you're
unified-
hotter than me. As much as I hate to say it, okay. You're
I
much
do
more
not
capable.
think I appeal to your crowd.
Oh no, yes.